Hello and welcome to Firuze Vedic Astrology. Please, if you find this content interesting, share with friends. I have a Rumble account and also YouTube. So what does it mean? Jupiter has to do with teachers, mentors, spiritual guides, positivity, expansion, luck. So we're going to be talking about the placement of Jupiter in different houses of the horoscope and the effects on an individual's life. So first house Jupiter is synonymous for luck, abundance. In a birth chart, this placement shows where you can find your luck and success. What happens if your natal Jupiter is in the first house? So the first house represents your body, your personality. People who have Jupiter here, they embody the qualities of this planet in all aspects. If Jupiter is close to the ascendant, meaning the rising, it reflects in your physical appearance as well. Jupiter in the first house brings optimism, enthusiasm, and a spirit of adventure to the individual. It represents an expansive and outgoing nature as well as strong desire for personal and spiritual growth. This placement tends to give a person a magnetic, charismatic presence, attracting opportunities, abundance into their lives. They're not afraid to take risks and are always eager to explore new opportunities. This person is incredibly optimistic. For example, when things go south, they always see the light at the end of the tunnel. Nothing scares or overwhelms them. They bounce back very quickly. You see the opportunity in expansion, seeking wisdom, and you're lucky in life in general. Jupiter in the first house suggests that you have a positive attitude, that you're full of enthusiasm, what draws many people and many opportunities to you. You believe in yourself and you know that you can do anything. And Jupiter in the first house gives you the key to success. So we're going to go to Jupiter in the second house. This individual has the capacity for attracting great deal of wealth and material abundance. People with this placement often have a natural talent for making money, accumulating resources, values, and they have a good attitude towards material resources. In synastry, it also affects the interaction of personal positions and self-worth. Can't speak. I did have my coffee this morning. It makes the person very generous. They value sharing their wealth and their luck with other people. They help with their resources. Jupiter in the second house can be influenced by aspects. For example, if the planet Venus is trining, which is a good aspect, it enhances the prospect for accumulating even more wealth and enjoying luxurious comfort in their life. Conversely, if, for example, Saturn, which is malefic, squares your Jupiter, then it shows delays in accumulating money. As I said, Jupiter in the second house gives you lots of blessings with possessions and money and material things. It encourages the individual to cultivate a self and gratitude and be generous in financial dealings. So Jupiter in the third house. Jupiter in the third house brings optimistic energy to the areas of communication, material pursuits, siblings, short distance travel. It amplifies the desire to gather knowledge, explore new ideas, and share them with others. This placement enhances one's ability to articulate thoughts effectively and encourage a broad-minded approach to life. Enhanced communication skills are their natives are often gifted with articulating their ideas and thoughts, making them an effective speaker and writer. Their optimistic and philosophical outlook can be infectious, inspiring those around them. They have a love of learning, a thirst for knowledge. It's characterized in this individual. They're a lifelong learner, often pursuing education, not just in a formal setting, but also through travel, workshops, self-study. Third house is represents Gemini, so that's ruled by Mercury. So it also affects sibling. It expands the relationship with siblings, may play a significant role in the native's development worldwide. Challenges of this placement is, like I said, it's largely beneficial, but it could be spreading themselves too thin, with doing all the varieties of things that they like to do. Their communication is enhanced, as I mentioned. They have an ability to pick up many languages. They're usually good at learning languages. Communicating skills are enhanced. They also have the ability, like positive use of social media, networking, leveraging these platforms to spread knowledge or positive message. Challenges, there's a tendency towards intellectual arrogance at times, dismissiveness, difficulty in focusing on single subjects because they have so many ideas, so they spread themselves thin. So we go to Jupiter in the fourth house. It suggests good luck coming into your life through family, home. It blesses family life. It's good for working with real estate. You're lucky in real estate and land. Indicates strong emotional connection to family, loved ones. It heightens the intuition. People with this placement usually come from money or, a well-educated family. It expands focus on home and family life, leading to familial harmony and growth. When Jupiter is in the fourth house, it brings the energies of expansion, abundance, optimism in the realms of home, family, domestic life. This placement suggests strong desire for emotional fulfillment through harmonious and nurturing home. This environment of Jupiter, goodness, in the fourth house represents foundation, roots, and emotional security. Jupiter influences and manifests in many significant ways. Expansion in family life. It increases, love of family, marriage, birth, or extended family coming to live with them. It can also signify deepening of emotional bonds within the family. Sense of belonging, Jupiter in the fourth house. And also a great connection to their heritage, culture, the country of origin. It inspires the individual to learn more about their ancestry, creative space, reflects their personal history and background. Jupiter in the fourth house has enthusiasm, joy, love for self-expression. This placement emphasizes creative pursuits and romance. Joy of life encourages individuals to embrace inner child and seek fulfillment in artistic endeavors. Let's explore the different aspects, what it means when Jupiter is in the fifth house. Fifth house has to do with creativity and self-expression. Individuals with Jupiter in the fifth house are likely to find themselves more creatively inspired than ever. This period, this would be if you have natal Jupiter in your fifth house, or when you're going through aspects or transition of Jupiter in your fifth house. So it signifies personal growth and success in creative matters, interested in art. This placement can be particularly fruitful for allowing for flow of creative juices that can lead to profound self-expression. Romance is important. Fifth house is a house of romance. It spells a time of romantic opportunities, depending on love connection, relationships started under this placement often have a joyful, optimistic, and growth-oriented nature. It's a time when love feels expansive and individuals are more willing to give and receive love openly. It also emphasizes children, pleasure with children. This placement often brings about strong desire for children or deepening one's relationship with existing children. It's a period marked by joyous interaction and a sense of abundance in family life. Additionally, there is an increased inclination towards experiencing pleasure, fun, and entertainment, making it a great time for leisure activities that bring happiness, optimism, and risk-taking with Jupiter in the 5th house. There is an overall increase in optimism and positive outlook on life. This buoyant perspective encourages taking risks, especially those related to personal interests, passions. It's a time to step out of one's comfort zone, as the chances of success in speculative ventures are also higher. So we go to Jupiter in the 6th house. So 6th house is all about service, health. So Jupiter in 6th house brings a sense of expansion, positivity, and abundance to the areas of work, health, daily routine. This placement often indicates that the native may find joy and success in their day-to-day activities and employment. It also suggests a beneficial influence on the person's health and overall well-being. So 6th house is naturally the house where Virgo and also Mercury rules. So Jupiter doesn't lead to excess. Key themes of Jupiter in the 6th house: works and employment. Individuals with this placement may find that opportunities for growth and over-expansion frequently arises in their career, particularly roles that involve service to others. It's also their focus on health, wellness. They may be drawn to professions where they can mentor or teach or guide others. So reflecting on Jupiter's association with wisdom and knowledge. The positive influence here can also mean that the tasks are approached with optimism, enthusiasm, often leading to success and satisfaction in their chosen field. So for more insight on career and work, consider exploring and check Jupiter in the 10th house. That's really important because the 10th house is actually more about one's career. So Jupiter in the 6th house can indicate a robust constitution and a positive outlook on health matters. These individuals may be inclined towards practices that enhances their physical and mental well-being, such as yoga, meditation, or dietary planning. However, it's very important to be mindful of Jupiter's tendency towards excess, which can sometimes manifest in overindulgence in food or neglecting the balance between activities and rest. Balancing Jupiter's expansive with discipline is the key to maintaining optimal health. Daily routines and habits are influenced by Jupiter in this house, and it extends the native's approach to their daily routines and habits. There's often a desire to incorporate meaningful and enriching activities into their everyday life. This might include, for example, a routine that balances work with personal growth, activities such as learning new skills or pursuing hobbies that broaden their horizon. So service is a big focus in the sixth house. Jupiter here highlights a generous and helpful nature where they like to serve and assist others, bring joy and fulfillment to others through the service. This could manifest in volunteer work, being the go-to person for advice and support among friends, family, or choosing a career path that is centered around helping others. Challenges of sixth house Jupiter is it does bring many benefits, but it's important to be aware of potential challenges because the expansive nature of Jupiter can lead to taking too much responsibility, overestimating one's capacity, or neglecting details. So learning to manage these expansiveness by setting realistic goals and paying attention to the finer details then can help mitigate these challenges for the individual with this placement. Exploring the balance between work and professional life is very crucial. So finding harmony between serving others and attending to one's own needs is a theme that may require ongoing attention. So now we go to Jupiter in the 7th house. So 7th house Jupiter, 7th house is also about relationship. So it's a sense of expansion and growth and abundance in individual with this placement tends to bring optimism, fairness, and adventurous spirit in their partnerships. This placement signifies a strong desire for finding a harmonious and balanced connection with others. It also rules partnerships in business as well. So expansion in relationship with Jupiter is known as the planet of growth and abundance. It tends to expand the areas of life that it touches. In the 7th house of partnership, this can manifest as a broadening of perspective through relationships or even attracting partners from diverse backgrounds or cultures. Optimism and luck is with the individual with this placement. They often find luck plays a significant role in their relationship. They may encounter partners who bring opportunities for growth or who help them significantly in those ways. Generosity and fairness is a natural sense with Jupiter placement in 7th house. They have a generous attitude towards partners and their hallmark traits. This often leads to mutually beneficial and enriching partnerships, and it impacts on relationships and partnerships. Marriage and long-term commitment. There's often a desire for a relationship that is not just intimate but also intellectually stimulating. These individuals seek partners who are not only lovers but also teachers in some way, expanding their horizon and bringing new opportunities into their lives. The prospect of marriage is huge and also really emphasized with Jupiter in the 7th house, and it's a growth opportunity. Business partnership. In business, these individuals are likely to attract or choose partners who share their ethical standards and who can contribute to a shared vision of success. The presence of Jupiter here suggests that such a partnership can be fruitful and bring about mutual success. Challenges here and considerations. While Jupiter influence is generally seen as beneficial, there can be challenges. Over-optimism can be a challenge. Sometimes the optimism that Jupiter brings can lead to unrealistic expectations in partnership, whether it's business or relationship, leading to disappointments. And there's a possibility, for example, for over-expansion. The desire to expand can sometimes lead to taking on too much, spreading oneself too thin across multiple partnerships or projects. Benefits of this placement, as I mentioned, is growth through relationship. One of the most significant benefits is the growth and learning that comes through partnerships. And these relationships are not just for companionship, but are seen as key areas of personal development. Many times, individuals with Jupiter in the 7th house find themselves in the right relationship at the right time, benefiting from the support and also opportunities these relationships bring. Jupiter in the 8th house. So your guardian angels are with you. Jupiter in the 8th house is an exciting placement. There are many things you have to know about it. The 8th house is a house full of secrets. These secrets can only be discovered when you experience trauma and pain. Sometimes it's called the Plutonian experience. It's like, Jupiter in the 8th house is the phoenix that rises from the ashes. So it's a rebirth. You become a new version of yourself, for better or worse. This house is associated with death or near-death experiences, crisis. The beneficial energy of Jupiter here offers protection. So as I said, your angels are with you in the moments of danger. Planets in the 8th house tend to be dormant until you find yourself in an emergency situation or when crisis activates them and they come to expression. So if you have to undergo an operation, suffer an accident, or get into a life-threatening situation, your chances are better than others to survive and recover fully. The 8th house is about regeneration and rebirth as well. Jupiter here grants you excellent regenerative abilities. You're like a cat. You have 9 lives, as they say. I would say the 8th house is all about transformation. And Jupiter is not just the planet of philosophy. It's in your birth chart. It's the planet of your own personal views. So Jupiter in the 8th house, people experience multiple times that their views are completely changed. Sometimes because of the influence of traumatic events or crisis. The more willingly you shape your philosophy, the less you will suffer. So we go to Jupiter in the 9th house. This place is the original placement of House of Jupiter. So it's a pretty special placement. It's in its dignity. It feels very familiar to this planet. The energy of Jupiter here resonates with the mission of the 9th house. So this is excuse me. This is an excellent placement in the natal chart. There is an unshakable faith in life with this placement. You are always optimistic. There's no surprise knowing that Jupiter is the planet of optimism, wisdom, growth, expansion. Jupiter in the ninth house, these people are what they call visionaries. They have great ideas, focusing on planning and seeing the whole picture. You have a bright mind with this placement of Jupiter. You're drawn to philosophy and long to wander, travel. The great question of and finding the great question of life. If you have this placement, as I mentioned, you love traveling. The ninth house is also associated with long distance travel in astrology. Jupiter here suggests that you will attract good fortune abroad or through foreign cultures. Many people with this placement often move abroad, if there are other indicators in the chart as well. By traveling, this can benefit you in many ways. Jupiter in the ninth house grows through learning about new cultures. It helps you broaden your horizons. Sometimes moving to a different country can help and improve your finances. Jupiter in the birth chart shows where you can find luck and abundance. Often you become successful on the merit of your knowledge and education. If Jupiter in the ninth house is well aspected, if there are no other indicators in the birth chart, like no malefics aspecting, you can become famous. Jupiter in the 10th house also helps you advance your career. This planet here can indicate a bright career path, and you often become very successful at what you do. Besides this planet in the 10th house of career, Jupiter in the 10th house people often choose a profession that includes international business, travel, foreign languages, or education, and philosophy. Jupiter is the planet of big money in astrology. The 10th house is an angular house, and planets here manifest in the physical world. If Jupiter is close to the midheaven, it becomes even more powerful in your natal chart. As you can see, people with this placement are under the influence of Jupiter to a great extent. Jupiter is also about growth and expansion. As I mentioned, in career, your professional life runs smoothly and things fall into place without you seemingly having to do anything especially. If there is effort and hard work put into it, then so much more. Jupiter in the 10th house reveals that you have a great leadership skill. You can easily capitalize on this talent in business or even in political ventures. Sometimes you work for the government. This placement can actually show that you could do very well working in some kind of capacity in a governmental institution. As I mentioned, it shows great enthusiasm. It's kind of contagious, very high energy level. You're charismatic people, instinctively trust and respect. People instinctively trust and respect you. Planets in the 10th house tend to develop fully later in life. So as you grow older, you start to identify more with your midheaven and planets in the 10th house. So that way, the 10th house becomes more influential as well. However, Jupiter in the 10th house tends to give success in earlier life than other planets in the house of the birth chart. I hope I'm not confusing you.